X Factor?
Have you been talking about X Factor? What's been going on X Factor? Tell me everything.
There's been the bullying with Misha and whoever else she was doing it with.
It's Misha B, isn't it?
Yeah, Misha B, you get me. I love Misha B, though.
You love Misha B?
Yeah, I don't think it was bullying. I think it was just showbiz banter. She was meant to be bullying Sammy.
Sammy,
but Sammy said she wasn't. Sammy said, look, I'm 6'2", 20 stone.
Who said this?
Sammy.
Could you say that again, please?
Yeah, Sammy.
Sorry, who was it?
If you want me to spit at you, I said Sammy. I said Sammy, Sammy, Sammy.
Ironic that we're talking about bullying as I do this. Say Sammy again, I like it.
Sammy.
I should just say, because I was teasing you a little bit there, if you're being bullied because you've got a speech impediment, there are people you can talk to. But it will take ages and they may be
But Sammy said on This Morning that she weren't bullying me. Look, I can handle myself. Look at me. I'm 6'2", whatever, with the heels on, I think that is. If she's 6'2" without heels, that's a worry. No wonder she took her shoes off when she done the final song on X Factor. Because, honestly, getting excited when you're 6'2" in a bad pair of heels is awful. I would have bullied her as well in that dress. Because, really, I mean, going out there in that... Did you see it? It had that, like, sort of leather bit in the middle, which wasn't right. I know she can't, you know, you can blame the stylist for that. But anyway, so apparently she...
Here's some full stops if you want to use them.
So Sammy's saying they weren't bullying anyone, but Misha's being accused of bullying, which is, you know, it's a serious thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I personally don't. I think that it should have stayed backstage. I don't think it should have been brought up front. Do you know what I mean? It should have stayed back... Because that's what happens. That's show business, isn't it? I mean, before someone goes out, you say to them, you know, do I look nice? If you're in... I'll get the... I've just got a new paper now. I've got a stutter as well.
Now Sean's got to get tested. Back to X Factor.
I personally think it was, like I say, just backstage. If you're in competition with someone and they say, you know, before you go and say, oh, how do I look? You say, like, you know, you want them to feel bad, right? That's what I think it is.
Sorry, Joe, he didn't.
He did say that.
He was right that time, wasn't
he? So I don't know. I don't know if
I love the fact that Joe and Louis are on the same team. It's just...
Two peas in a pod. I can do it, I've been practicing.
Biology teacher, isn't he?
John Chappie Ellis, what else have people been talking about this week?
Libya is free. No? All right. Well, it's one of those things you get over quite quickly. I was glad on the video to see it was definitely him, because I read in the paper they said that the man they'd shot lived on his own in a house with no electricity. He was living on ready meals, and all he had was a Liverpool FC mug and a signed picture of himself on the wall. And I thought, they've shot John Parrott.
I reckon he asked himself for a picture of himself. Can you imagine that? Oh, can I please have a signed photo of you? Not now, I'm eating. OK, I'll wait. He was that bonkers.
Or if he was bidding for his own signed photo on eBay.
I bid for his body on eBay. I thought you could. Because he was in this cold meat stall. And everyone was going to take photos with this dead body, and that's like redefining the word fridge magnet.
And it's the ultimate Facebook profile photo. You and a dead Gaddafi going...
When I heard Gaddafi was shot, the first thing I thought about is I wondered what they were going to do with his waxwork model in Madame Tussauds. Because it's really good.
It's just got better as they left it closer to the heater. He had a lot of work done, didn't he?
Yeah.
Would you ever consider going down that road?
Looking like Gaddafi?
Wow.
You've had dick, darling, but I ain't been a dictator.
You should put that to music. I'm a dick, darling, but I've never been a dictator.
No, I wouldn't. Well, I would.
Well, have you ever had any work done?
Yes.
What have you had done?
Well, no, only Botox.
I've had Botox as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I didn't. I was not on me.
You should get your money back.
I didn't. I
do that again? That's extraordinary.
I know. Yeah, I make Ramsey look like Hannah Montana. had a funeral for him. I like it. They had a funeral and they buried him in the desert, and they said, in respectful of Islamic traditions, which they did. The last time they did that was with Osama. They just kicked him off an aircraft carrier. I wonder when they catch Assad, they're going to cover him in Bovril, fire him out of a cannon into a lion's enclosure. Go, well, that is respectful of Islamic traditions. That's what they do.
We're really missing a trick because I don't think there was a point when we hadn't caught any of them, and now like Hussein and Bin Laden. And I think if we had them all, you'd just make an amazing Big Brother to end on. Unbelievable. Osama is in the dairy room. Saddam Hussein is on the beanbags. Trying to fundamentalise Kerry Katona.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
OK?
Yeah.
OK, do you want to sit down now?
I couldn't see from there, that's why.
I know, yeah.
No, not at all, no. But here's your related question. Most people think being a bad dancer is more embarrassing than being bad at sport. True or false?
I'm brilliant at both. I couldn't tell you if I'm a better dancer or a better footballer.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just outstanding at both.
What form of dance suits your moves best?
I can only dance to reggae. It's like an affliction. If it starts, I just dance, and I can only stop if someone turns it down.
Yeah. It just sort of wrestles you to the ground.
Yeah. But I'm stronger than I look, so I get up.
So when you watch, let's say, Cheryl Cole in a dance video, do you think, oh, she's absolutely nailed that, or do you think, oh, no? Because we wouldn't know the difference.
I mean, Jerry Halliwell wasn't very good at all. When I was on tour with Spice Girls, she weren't good.
You were on tour with the Spice Girls. Which one were you, Sporty?
No. No, I was all of them.
Because you've changed your hair, but you look better now. You look more feminine.
And I got bigger tits.
Oh, that's genuinely confusing.
Can you get milk out of those, Louis?
Yeah, I beat Dickin.
Literally my favourite guest. Literally my favourite guest we ever have. Oh.
Any whiskey?
I don't understand what's happening.
You don't understand what's happening?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's happening, Joe.
Stop looking at me like that.
I just thought you'd join in.
Less Buffalo Soldier and more sort of Buffalo Seizure.
Joe, do you watch the tennis?
Yeah, well, no.
I used to watch it, but in the end, it's the same thing. It's just different people winning. It's the same every time. Oh, you won that one.
Does anyone think Andy Murray's going to win?
Of course he's not going to win. We always go through this every year. He's never going to win.
Read the news like that. Oh, she's not reading that. Move on.
It'd be good. It'd be a breath of fresh air if the news was read like this.
I'd love that.
Afghanistan, yada, yada, yada.
The thing that did annoy me was that Andy Murray takes his top off a lot. And, like, he's obviously proud of his body, isn't he? Which annoys me. If he had my body, he wouldn't do it.
If he had your body, I don't know whether he'd be playing there.
Well, because I get changed like I'm an old woman on the beach. With, like, a towel up, kind of like that. So I find that sort of quite offensive when people sort of go, oh, is the camera still on?
Yeah. I don't think he physically looks that impressive, Andy Murray. That always strikes me as like Nadal is like.
Why does he take his top off?
Yeah.
He doesn't do it during the game.
What, has he actually got
Afterwards, it's not in the middle of a point. Just woo. Like that. He waits and then takes it off.
If it goes for extra time, it's just in his pants.
I always think he looks a mess because, like, Nadal is incredible. Like, he's just a physical Adonis, and Andy Murray looks like a heroin addict that's shoplifted a JD Sports. He's pathetic. And like when you see him next to Nadal is just the perfect man because he's really strong. He's got these big pistons of arms, but then a really nice little boyish face, sort of very hamsterish features. Like imagine if you were with Nadal, he'd be like 2 hours of like rampant, ferocious sex, and then afterwards just make you eggs Benedict.
Does anyone... Do you fancy a game of Who's Got a Crush on Nadal? Anyone fancy a game? Oh, look, I've won. Let's have a look and see whether Wimbledon is one of the most talked about things this week. The most talked about thing this week?
Is it the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor? Dr. Murray is accused of being responsible for Michael Jackson's death. Which is odd, really, considering that Michael Jackson, apparently, in his house, he had 4 gallons of anaesthetic just stored in his house of serious, you know, like medical anaesthetic, which is probably enough to put Louis Spence to sleep.
That's a lot. That is a lot. They're just trying to work out whether he killed him. And I was thinking, I can't think of a time in the last few years when Michael Jackson was alive and people went, oh, it's Michael Jackson, he looks well.
Yeah. To be fair, though, he hasn't looked himself since 1984.
How do you tell a man he's ill when you go, you're right, Michael, you're looking a bit pale? He goes, thank you.
Well, I was thinking, before he died, his whole life must have flashed before his eyes. And his last thoughts must be, who's that little black kid singing my song?
The doctor was getting paid $100 a week, though, wasn't he? And I was thinking, Michael Jackson's a weirdo, isn't he, right? So if Michael Jackson was paying me $100 a week, I'd inject him with Haribo if he asked me to.
Yes. But if he's getting that much... if he was getting that much, surely there'd be an incentive to keep him alive.
Yeah.
Well, he does go on a bit, though, doesn't he?
People suspect foul play. The family suspect foul play, and it just, you know...
Well, there was a delay, wasn't there, in resuscitation, giving him the kiss of life, because it took them ages to find an 8-year-old paramedic.
I love it. I suppose that's it, because you have to hold the nose while you breathe into the mouth, don't you? So that, obviously you don't want... Right, okay, well... Easy. Let's have a look and see whether the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the long-awaited trial of Michael Jackson's doctor started this week. Make no mistake, Jackson's name is going to be dragged through the mud at this trial, but when all is said and done, Michael Jackson will remain my absolute favourite self-mutilating, mentally unstable, virtually bankrupt, suspected paedophile junkie of all time. OK, John's team, what do you think the nation should be talking about this week?
The Eurozone bailout?
The Eurozone bailout has been in the news a lot.
Yeah, I've been trying to sort of simplify it in my head, and the way I've worked it out is the cold countries are bailing out the hot countries. That's basically it.
That's exactly it. Why has no one made that point before?
I feel sorry for Greece now. There must be a Greek finance minister whose job now must just... He's just given up.
Flippers.
Surely. He's just adding up. It'd be like when a relationship is clearly going to end and you know you're going to get dumped, so you just spend all your time doing things to prepare for being on your own. Like, if you said to the Greek finance minister, what's your sort of average day now? He's go, well, I have a tub of Haagen-Dazs for breakfast. You spend the rest of the morning watching YouTube videos of cats and dogs sleeping on each other. Send an email at lunchtime, is it fixed? No, and then just cry and sleep.
I just think about that nobody but you ever prepares for being alone. You've been preparing for a long time.
Yeah, I've been preparing for it my whole damn life.
It's Greece's fault. It's Greece's fault. It's their fault they're in the situation. They borrowed too much money, and what do they produce? They produce flip-flops and ouzo. The drink nobody wants. Nobody wants ouzo. If somebody comes back from Greece, then nobody brings a bottle of ouzo, unless you've got slugs in your garden. Even Sean Ryder won't drink it. That's disgusting. Who drinks something that sounds like a plasterer's nickname? Oi, ouzo! And also, they smash all the plates at the end of the meal. No wonder they're bankrupt. What they need What the bloody Greeks say, need some fairy liquid and do some washing up. Yes.
What was your if you had to narrow down like a one favourite moment from the Labour Party conference, Sean? Or
It's the bits. I tape it and watch it back again. And I've got on replay Ed Miliband's mouth going... It does something, it's weirder than Rio Ferdinand's mouth. It's like his mouth's doing some kind of breakdance move. He says something like prosperity, and his mouth goes...
Okay, let's have a look at him. Let's have a look at him. Do you think he would benefit from your kind of... Because people think he's boring. Do you think maybe if he didn't do his shirt up properly, grew his hair out...
This is properly done. It's fashion.
Well, if you want to catch your death, it is.
That's a very old thing to say.
Catch your death. John was going to do that, but someone told him to put a T-shirt on.
Do you know how it was? Because it was down to there, and then a member of production team...
Careful,
said,
ladies.
Careful.
Chicks dig a T-shirt, Ollie, that's all I'm saying. Chicks like a man who's warm.
Have you ever been lower than that?
Have I ever... Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
wow.
I got
I didn't mean that, I meant the shirt.
It pays to advertise. I think I am showing quite a lot. I look like
You didn't get that waxed for nothing. You look like what, sorry?
Jordan. Kind of with slightly...
You look a bit like Jordan, yeah. You look like someone for whom the gender reassignment has gone brilliantly.
I think it's that footballer, Tevez. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the footballer Tevez?
I really don't know anything about football, but I think
You don't need to say that twice.
He's really expensive, and he refused to go on in some big match. And there was some sort of row, and you saw him being like, well, I'm not going on. Which I kind of liked, the kind of thought of like an obnoxious... Because I love an obnoxious pop star. You know, like...
It's the sort of thing Axl Rose would do.
Yeah, I love that, like not going on yet.
Axl Rose shouldn't have to go on because he's not a footballer, so...
It's a good point, well made, Sarah. I can't argue with that.
If you're on £200,000 a week and your boss says, you won't do half hour for us, would you?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't really go, no, I don't want to today. I'm not really asking. Can you go and definitely do... I don't see why he's still here. He's been in the country 4 years and he wants to leave. That's his big thing. He didn't want to play because I don't want to be in the country. I want to go home. I can't speak any English. We've been here 4 years. The only words he's got to learn is like kick, goal. Like the Spanish for goal is goal. The Spanish for football is football. Like, it's not like we're asking him to learn Sanskrit.
He also said it was a miscommunication, didn't he? He said it because what he actually said was, "OK, boss, where do you want me to play?" But because of his accent, it came out like, "I hate Man City. You can piss off, shove out your piece of shit." That's an accent thing.
Yeah.
It's just a dialect.
Well, because it's from the
What he
Catalan
actually
region.
said was, "Ke."
Do we know why he didn't go up? Like, why he just refused? Was it just... Had he just realised that football's a bit Okay, thanks, love.
Just one like, yes. Finally, someone said it.
If you look at Tevez, though, he's a very unfortunate-looking chap, isn't he? He does. He looks like Shrek's ugly mate, doesn't he?
I refute that. Let's have a look. He's a great-looking guy. In fairness to him, that was a very sunny day. His flash is still strong. I like it. It's still strong.
Just as well he didn't go on, to be honest, because in that picture I can see he's already broken pretty much the rule of football. This is good, you see? I scored a goal!
He's attention seeking, isn't he? Let's face it, if you're gonna go to a football match and sit on the subs bench, you're probably gonna go on, let's face it, you've got to do that. And then he just says no. He's obviously an attention seeker.
You think he's an attention seeker?
Yeah.
He's obviously an attention seeker. It's the most attention-seeking sort of thing I've ever bloody seen. What have the nation been talking about over the last week?
Faster trains.
Faster trains.
Between Manchester, Leeds and London.
Manchester, Leeds and London. You're going the long way round, aren't you?
Well, you know, they can't get the one that they're doing now on time, so are they going to make it an hour and 6 if they can't do it in 2 hours from Manchester to London?
I'm quite happy with 2 hours to Manchester. I think you need a little bit of time to prepare yourself for going up north.
I don't like this fast train because I don't like being early. I'm going to... You know, because it takes an hour, you're going to be early, you're just going to be hanging about. Get a slow one, keep warm.
I don't think you will be early because it's not going to be built for 20 years.
Yeah. 2033, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be finished in 2033.
I thought we'd be teleporting by then. I haven't got jetpacks, I don't want to be alive, let alone clinging on for life in a super fast buffet car, like.
They're saying it's for, like, European business people, though, that are coming over. But surely if you've had, like, a flight from Moscow, you're not going to land and then go, how much to Manchester? 2 hours. F*** me, I'll go back.
Where's he going back to?
Don't know.
Is it really going to go 260 miles an hour?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
It's a shame, because you're not going to be able to stick your head out the window anymore, are you? It'd be too dangerous. I used to love doing that. I did it all the way from Cardiff to Bangor once. God knows how many insects I ate, but I was...
Too fast, isn't it?
Too fast.
You'll have to change train impressions for kids. Like, you can't go... Won't do that, will it? It'll just go...
That won't be as good.
It wasn't that long ago that they binned Concorde, which was really quick getting to the States because it cost too much money. But now they've decided to spend 30 billion just to go to Manchester.
Are you saying we should get Concords to Manchester?
We could... I'm in. 30 billion, yeah.
Well, for that kind of money, I mean, there's other things we could spend that money on, aren't there? I mean, it's a huge amount.
Yeah,
we could have a free bar on the train for 20 years.
Instead of building a train line, why don't they have that thing in supermarkets where they send the money down a tube? That thing where the money pops up in a tube. That's so quick. Why don't they just build one of those? Those supermarkets, those things, they come up in a tube and it's like a plastic thing and they open it and they put all the money in and then it goes doof, and then it appears somewhere else. they put the money in, they screw it, and then they pop in a tube, doof, it's gone. Literally seconds, and then you can hear somebody in the distance going, oh! Why not a massive one of those?
Shoot people out of cannons.
I don't think that's practical, Joe.
Not all right, not one then, 3.
3 cannons.
One to Totten, then change, get another cannon. Leeds, it's like a 20-minute wait there.
And then get another cannon.
And then another cannon there.
I could see that if there was a problem, like a cannon replacement service.
Yeah. An idea.
OK, let's see if the new high-speed rail line is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the most talked about thing. The government have unveiled plans for a new high-speed rail line. It said it will cost £32.7 billion, or £35 billion if you get a return. Here is your question. Most people would rather wear something practical than look cool. True or false? What do you think?
But I think it is age-dependent. People, you know, maybe... Got to be careful here. 40?
I'm 40, yeah.
Downwards. Go for, you know, look cool.
Have you seen the 2 guys you're sitting with? Do you suffer for fashion? Do you wear heels? Do you wear uncomfortable things to look good?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have a heel, if there's heels available.
If there's heels available, you have a heel.
But I also like a flat Converse.
I really want to say I've got a rocket in my pocket in your accent.
Do it.
I got a rocket in my pocket.
Danny, would you rather be practical or look cool?
Try a bit of both. I can't be fucked wearing a suit and all that, do you know what I mean? Can't do a tie.
Can't do a tie?
No, I can't do a tie, that's embarrassing, isn't it?
Oi!
Go on, mate, do him.
There.
Well, this is the fight we've been waiting for.
You're fucking giving it the big one. What's going on over here? What's happening here?
Yeah, mate, you're giving it the big one. He's a dickhead. Sean, what do you think? Practical? Do you go practical now?
Now?
Well, I mean, for the show, you tend to, you dress down a little bit, but heels and...
It's a liberty, that is, dressed down. I think you look well. It's a strong top he's got on now.
Yes, yeah. He's got a strong top.
I mean... You can do the old collars up a bit, I think. You know what I mean? Have a pair of bollocks about you, fucking...
That look better.
You look like you're ready for a tear-up now, you know what I mean? Like...
Oh, crikey. My tailor always says it's very important to have a pair of bollocks about you. Most people admit to lying at least once a day. Is that true or false?
It's true. I lie every day. I wake up and say good morning. Every single day.
I lie all the time. I like lying. I love it.
You lying now?
Yeah. By 9 p.m, I've lied 900 times. Women lie especially. I don't mind about getting my... I'm on the pill.
Did you lie about that?
3 times.
Jimmy, I'll see if you lie, because I've got a question I want to ask you.
Sure,
I've
go
noticed
ahead.
something.
Go ahead.
Have you had your teeth jazzed up?
Yeah, I've had my teeth jazzed up. That was the exact term I used.
Yeah.
I want
really white. It looked like you swallowed a torch.
Yeah, well, they were looking kind of shitty, and I was getting,
like this?
Yeah.
Did you send
No, they weren't that bad. They were bad. They still look like teeth.
I got the teeth of like a dead horse found in the Thames after about a month.
I like your teeth, but then I like Watsits.
Yeah.
Which made me think, oh...
Yours are so bright. They're a bit... I mean, when you switch the lights out at night, do moths bump into them?
What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean Steen, what do you think the nation have been talking about this week?
I think people have been talking about Guy Fawkes Night.
Did you go to a bonfire?
No. I don't really like fireworks. I think they're like looking at views. Just boring after a while.
Yeah, views.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole eye is overrated as far as I'm concerned. You don't like views?
But listen, you go out and then you've got to look at the fireworks and you go, this is great. And then 3 minutes in, you think, I'm bored now, I'm cold. And then you're stuck there.
Sean, is it a big night in your house? Do you do the bonfires?
Yeah, I like the bonfire thing. I mean, I had to take the RSPCA's advice quite seriously, because they said you should check under your bonfire for sleeping hedgehogs. And I couldn't find any, but luckily I had some in the freezer. So. Yeah, got that sorted.
Yeah, sure.
I think I look like Guy Fawkes because the people on our road did an effigy and it really looked like me. They'd done it on our road. It was right in front of my house. It was kind of in my front garden. They'd even used like a photocopy of my face. And they were like chanting, "Weirdo out, weirdo out, weirdo out," which must be like a traditional chant or something.
John, did you go to a fireworks display?
It was a landmark year for me. This was the first year when I couldn't even be bothered to go to the window to look. Usually, if I hear some, I'll go and have a look at my neighbour's fireworks. But this year, I just thought, nah, I'm enjoying Gogglebox.
I think anyone who pays an entrance fee to a bonfire display doesn't understand what the sky is. Like, £2 in, I'm going to stand on that car over there and play with my £2 that I've just saved.
Taunt them with it.
Yeah, just...
The best firework display, I think, in history. It was in Scotland a couple of years ago. It was meant to last half an hour, but due to a technical hitch, all the fireworks went off in under a minute. Let's have a look. This was meant to last half an hour. to the window for that, wouldn't you, John?
I would have, yeah, if I'd have heard Armageddon outside my window.
Just imagine being there thinking, oh, how are they going to follow this up?
They're not.
I'd like to have seen the guy's face who lit them all, and at the end, just stood there, just like that. I don't know.
Yeah, would you try to stop them? I reckon he just wanted to beat the traffic. He just sat and just ran to his car.
Let's have a look and see if Firework Night is up there. Yes, it was Bonfire Night this week. In one town in Kent, locals burnt an effigy of Apprentice star Katie Hopkins, which seems crazy because you can get the real Katie Hopkins for £75 plus travel. Johnstein, what do you think people have been talking about this week?
I don't really talk to people. Tend to move away when
We've put 2 girls on your team this week because we thought it would force you to talk to girls.
OK. Hey.
All right, John. Yeah.
Girls.
John. What about Tesco saying that we're throwing away, is it 2/3 of our food that we buy?
Phenomenal.
So much wasted food.
Yeah, well, specifically, it's the bagged salad. They reckon 2/3 of it goes in the bin. Tess, do you waste any food?
Well, I try not to, but yeah, hands up, I'm guilty of occasionally throwing away a bag of salad that's gone past its sell-by date.
You've got kids, give it to them.
Well, I do.
Whatever you and Vernon don't have, throw to them.
I do. And if it's not them, it's the dog. But occasionally you do find yourself throwing stuff away, don't you?
The thing is the labelling, isn't it? Because they say bag salad, mixed leaves, but actually that's not accurate, is it? It should be mixed leaves stroke compost. That's what it is. You're basically buying a bag of compost. Because sometimes, you know, it's gone off by the time you got it home. I go through red lights just to get the food home so I can eat it. Have a picnic in the car park.
I think there's a smell test where we all believe the best before date, just give it a sniff. If you're not sick in your mouth, it's fine.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of waste, 2/3 of everything you eat, but I thought about it, it's true, because I've got an example of, like, if I'm eating a packet of 3 Scotch eggs, I'll eat one and throw the other 2 at cyclists. You've really put that in terms everyone can relate to.
I waste so little. I went on holiday and took some Nurofen, because you can never be too prepared on a holiday, can you?
No, John.
And when I got back, I saw that one of the Nurofen had popped out of the little metal thing they're in, and I didn't want to waste it, so I ate it. Didn't even have a headache. Just thought, I'm not putting that in the bin. Then I had to get shit-faced just to get the benefit out of it.
I hate food waste. I think it's the worst thing in the world. I'd eat things off the floor just to make sure there's no waste. I also hate mice. And one time, my flatmate, to catch a mice for me while I was asleep, left some peanut butter by the toaster with rat poison on it and a spoon. And I came downstairs the next morning, I was like, oh, waste not, want not, I had to go to hospital and get my stomach pumped. It shows how much I hate food waste and also how easy I'd be to trap. But it's...
Christian, do you waste food?
I do waste food. I'm really bad. I'm a bit obsessive about the dates. So I'm always the one who looks at the date and it says it runs out on the 23rd, so I can't eat it. Because if it's off, then I might want to be sick or something. So,
Christian, you've been reading the news and all these stories about, you know, conspiracies too long. It's planned. Years ago, there was a flood in Honduras, and a woman was in a tree giving birth to a baby. A helicopter came along and pulled her out of the tree as she gave birth to the baby, and she was put into the helicopter with the umbilical cord still attached, and they both survived. Your bag salad isn't going to kill you.
I feel that story might have been a sledgehammer to crack a nut there, really. There was a helicopter and a flood in Honduras to get him to eat some salad.
A bad bag of salad might make you rush the news, won't it?
Well, I've got a weak stomach, and reading the news on a weak stomach is not good.
No.
My sister once had to throw up. She's a newsreader as well, and she had to throw up in between the stories. So she would do an intro and then go... and then carried on, you know.
Was it a particularly gory story?
There was nobody to relieve her.
Madonna has a new video out where she tries to be sexy. Sean, do you read the best before dates? Do you adhere to them?
No, no. I've got pesto in my fridge that Assad wouldn't fire at insurgents. I don't give a monkey, so I'm fine. I've got a cast iron stomach.
Yeah.
The problem is we have a generation growing up now who have never seen Ready, Steady, Cook. So they don't know how to make a meal out of a Mars bar, a red pepper and a stock cube. So they open the cupboards and everything's a meal anyway, and they just go, oh, I've got nothing in. Ainsley Harriott would have turned that into a gourmet feast and been delightful company in the meantime.
OK, let's have a look and see what's up there. Yes, Tesco has revealed the extent of food wastage in the country. According to the survey, 53% of food in this country goes to waste. The rest goes to hips and bums. Right, girls?
The fine should be, instead of financial, because most people on Twitter are just bored people who don't earn a lot of money, you should be, if you do a bad tweet, you lose characters. So, like speeding, but you can only do 135 now. And then if you're really bad, right, you can't use the letter E on Twitter.
Sally Bercow tweeted, why is Lord McAlpine trending? Innocent face.
The good news about it all is that Sally Bercow has been forced to close her Twitter account, which is the only good thing. I would have had her close it ages ago for doing that stupid thing where you put an asterisk and then something you're doing, and then that really pisses me off. Definitely starting the diet today. Asterisk, goes for some cake. Asterisk, oh,
Hang on, Grandad looks upset. Sean, what?
Well, I just don't know how you can be annoyed by her Twitter. What are you reading them for in the first place?
To get annoyed. Yeah. What else am I going to do with my day?
I was over the moon when I found out I could sue people on Twitter. Things I get called. Yesterday, someone called me the most gormless man on the planet. That's got to be worth a tenner. He can't have checked with everyone.
I've only ever done one tweet. Did one tweet. And I've got 36,000 followers, which if you worked it out on a follower per tweet ratio, I'm the most successful person ever on Twitter.
What did you tweet?
I tweeted, due to a series of imposters, I have been forced to set up a Twitter account. Now go f*** yourselves.
I'd love it if you got into Twitter. Really, because there's times I think about you in the week, and I just think... I just don't know what you do. There's times I think...
What do I do?
I'd love to know what Sean's doing.
Sit in a tree and spit at pigeons. So what do you think I do, John?
I literally... That's one of the things, I just have no idea. I can't imagine you eating food.
What do you mean?
Can't imagine you going for a run or watching TV. I just imagine you in a dark room, sort of softly lit, just your face, staring at yourself in a mirror. Growling.
I do stare at stuff, yeah.
28% of people think the government is hiding evidence of aliens.
You shouldn't even be saying that. For Christ's sake, Jimmy, that stuff should be kept under wraps.
Listen, the truth is out there.
Man, you can't put that out there and blow their minds.
Yeah.
They're not ready for it, Jimmy.
I can't believe you said it.
Well, for now, OK, remember, if I get assassinated... 28% of people think the government is hiding evidence of aliens. True or false? What do you think, John?
I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. Ain't I been saying it?
Finally, an accent that goes with that shirt.
I think if anyone is throwing insults about clothes, it shouldn't be you tonight.
Why are you wearing that? Because I thought we weren't allowed to talk about it. Because, you know, sometimes when someone's a bit weird, you can talk about it. And then when something's so weird, everyone goes, is he all right?
God, wear a waistcoat. What's the matter with that? It's nice.
It just looks ridiculous.
Back to aliens. Do you believe in aliens, Bunley?
I don't, and anyone who does is a knobhead.
You know something I found out? That, you know, when you buy ham in the supermarket, in a packet, there's cameras in there. You look at ham, oh, what's the sell-by date on that? There's somebody watching you in, like, a government office somewhere. They're all just shocked. They're all going. They're all going. Why isn't this on the news? Because they won't let it out there. So that's the kind of games they're playing with us.
Once you know that, the aliens thing doesn't seem so weird then.
No.
Apparently we've got a sound problem. Hang on one sec. What's the sound problem?
Well, obviously they're trying to shut us down, aren't they? No, you're not fucking taking me!
Whose mic is it? It's Sean's mic. You're just sorting it?
Yeah. If this isn't proof of what I've been saying... yeah, let's shut Sean up.
Most people think their life would make a good musical. True or false?
Oh, I think most people's lives probably would make a good musical.
No, they wouldn't. Most people's lives are boring as shit, aren't
They're not, though. They're not. Maybe the individual, but families are always really interesting. There's always skeletons and scandals, and every family's got that, right?
Yeah, true. Favourite musical? Sean?
I don't really like musicals, to be honest.
Do you like anything?
I do. I like loads of things. I love rice. I like books. I like music.
What music do you like?
Well, all the good stuff.
What genre?
All the good genres.
Do you like rock music?
I like rock music, yes.
OK, well, I would like to invite you to come and see Jesus Christ Superstar next year.
Oh, thank you.
Worst thing about doing DIY?
The only tool I've got is a hammer. I do all the jobs with it.
All the jobs?
Yeah, if I'm sanding a window, with a hammer. So, you know, painting the skirting board, hammer.
Changing a fuse in the plug.
Hammer, yeah. My house is in ribbons.
Power tools really mean you can screw up big, fast. Like, with a little screwdriver, you're not really going to do much damage. You go, oh, but with, like, a power drill, you go... Wow, 30 seconds and I have ruined that whole wall.
Nail guns are fun. Ooh. Sorry.
Have you done any DIY? Would you ever do any?
No, get a man in, that's my answer to that.
See, I find a bit of DIY quite therapeutic. I enjoy it.
What was the last bit of DIY
Home
you did?
improvement. I enjoy the aesthetics, you know, but
Do you mean
I enjoy...
buying cushions? Yeah. That's not DIY. That is buying cushions.
It's improving the home.
Yeah, I bought some cushions. Oh, exhausted.
I like it, personally. I don't see the problem.
What was the last thing you built? What was the last thing you...
It was a white unit from IKEA. And,
That's not do it yourself.
Yeah, but you drink your way, drink through it. That's the thing that I don't understand. Why isn't everybody drunk making things?
The worst thing about IKEA is you're not allowed to punch people in the back of the head. Why do they walk so slow? Get through!
I don't call it IKEA. I call it IKEA! And they say, can you keep it down? I say, look how big you've written it. You write it that big. That's how big I say it. IKEA!
OK, so a bad workman would blame this.
Tools.
What about them?
Lack of the right tools.
There you go, that's the right answer. She's getting the point. Yes, the worst thing about doing DIY is not having the right tools. If you're doing DIY, there's one tool you definitely don't need. Nick Knowles. I remember as a young lad my dad showing me how to use a hammer, but even then it seemed like a messy way to kill a guinea pig. What do you think the nation love about Christmas?
People like Christmas presents, don't they? You cannot have Christmas without Christmas presents. You don't have to have the turkey, you don't have to have the tree, but without presents, it's just gathering.
It's just a Sunday, isn't it?
Sunday,
it's a Sunday or a bank holiday. Monday, we have to see our family.
Mm. Yeah.
If you're watching, I love you.
So, Christmas presents, what are you hoping for this year?
What I would really like is one of those... there's a Justin Bieber doll I would like, and I hope it's really well made, because it's got some serious shit coming its way. I open it and go...
What's wrong with Justin?
What's wrong with Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
We haven't really... It's only sort of an hour-long show, so...
Oh, you're so bitter. You're jealous because he's young and he's pretty.
Hey, you old hag.
You old hag.
John, are you hoping for anything this Christmas, or...?
Just some celebrity-endorsed perfumes.
Oh, yes. It's fantastic. I'm planning a range.
Oh, well, I've just released a fragrance.
As an adult, a present means you turn up at a mate's house unexpected and you hear him run into the kitchen and wrap up a jar of mincemeat or something.
Did you say your friend had wrapped it, though? Because boys aren't normally very good at wrapping, are they?
Oh, yeah, but in old kitchen towel out of the bin.
My boyfriend used to be rubbish at wrapping. He used to just get my present and put it in his man bag. And I had to close my eyes and feel around amongst the socks and the pepperonis. Horrible.
Bruno, what's the best gift you've ever got?
Actually, I have to buy it for myself.
You have to buy it
I never
yourself?
get any gifts. It's terrible, isn't it?
Come on, you must have got...
No, I never did.
Is that because you're really sort of sexually aggressive?
No, yeah. Because I'm very difficult.
Joe, have you got anything on your Christmas list this year? What are you hoping for?
Trouser press. I like Christmas, I just don't like the shopping bit. So I do a thing where I go to one shop and I'll get everyone's present. Like this year I chose Screwfix. 15 minutes a lot, job done.
Effective.
Yeah.
Have you bought any good gifts? Have you...
I always shop really late. In fact, I shop so late I don't buy anything.
Well, for me, it's all about customer service. Have a look at this.
Selling is service. And service is selling. Service is selling. And selling is service.
I'm selling to the customers to make them feel all right.
I'm buying all these products with oh so much delight.
I can help you find anything you could possibly want.
Such ostentatious goodies that I can flaunt.
It's selling is service.
And service is selling.
Service is selling.
And selling is service.
I have to say, I'm pretty sick of people using sex to sell stuff. Just give it a rest.
There's no customers in that shop. I think there are two serial killers, and all the customers are in the back like this. I think this year will be an interesting year for department store Santas, because with all the scandals we've had, I imagine they'll have to take a very hands-off approach with the kids. They'll probably actually be in a cage. And the kids are about 30 feet away, and they'll shout through a loud hailer, "I want some Lego!" And the Santa will go, "Ho, ho, ho." And then he'll hand it to a policeman to take their...
The big present this year, if you've got for kids, is this is the #1 gift this year. The
What, Heather Trott from EastEnders?
That is, all right, let's have a look and see if Christmas presents are up there. Yes, Christmas presents, of course. Last year, I bought my girlfriend a Hoover. She didn't want it, so it's just been gathering dust. Jonathan, what other Christmas traditions do you think people love?
Is it Christmas TV? Well, there's Strictly Christmas special.
Well, that's
isn't
brilliant,
it?
yeah. Christmas special.
Yeah. Your show is pretty huge at Christmas, isn't it?
Massive.
I don't know, see how that show could possibly get any more tinsely and sparkly. How does it get up to sort of Christmas level? Surely it's almost like there's a danger of tinsel poisoning. There'd be so much glitter and tinsel everywhere.
But there is even more at Christmas. More fake tan, glitters everywhere, snow. You have to watch it. It's brilliant.
My biggest fear is that my telly breaks on Christmas Day. There's nothing else to do, is there? You know, the pub's closed, the zoo's closed. Your mates aren't allowed to come out to play. It's Christmas Day. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably just hide in the woods.
What do you do at Christmas?
I do, yeah, because I don't have a table, so we just sit on the sofa with trays.
I think that's nicer, though, isn't it?
I don't understand people who don't have tellies, because I don't know how everything... Where's it all aiming towards? That's where your seats are all pointing towards something. What is it pointing towards? Books.
Posh people, though, they don't watch anything but the Queen's speech, do they? That's the test. If you watch the Queen's speech, because no one else watches it, because she's just lying. If she was honest about her year, it'd be funny. But she doesn't. Like, if you see her, she said, I've seen a lot of my family this year. Harry's cock, Kate's tits. But she doesn't. She'll bluff over it. She goes, it's been a lovely year. I've got a lovely house.
I'd quite like to see the outtakes, because she's not going to have nailed it first time. This year's... Oh, it. Go again. I'll get it this time, I promise. F***ing autocue.
Let's have a look and see if Christmas TV and films are up there.
Well, there's a new talent show in town, Jimmy, and it's called The Voice. And maybe you're not watching The Voice. Will I am.
John Richardson, everyone. Yeah.
You know when sometimes you're watching a TV talent show, it's basically karaoke on TV, and you think, this needs chairs that spin round.
It seems to be such a big selling point, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Chairs spin round, it's a big deal.
It's quite exciting at first.
I don't think it's part of the format. I think it was in Tom's contract, because his hips are so bad he can't turn round anymore. It took so long, they put the chairs in. After the show, they put wheels and handles on it and take him home.
Is the show better if I... Oh, I heard you, and then I didn't know what you looked like, and then I turned around.
It should be allowed, though, once they've turned round and seen the people, to go, keep going. If they can turn back again, go, we must be joking.
Ellie, are you watching it?
I am. I like the judges. I like Jessie J a lot. Me and Natalie were saying this. We want to be Jessie J's best friend.
Her best friend?
Yeah. Jimmy.
Or girlfriend.
Or girlfriend, would you?
I don't know, Ellie. We was in the makeup room. We were saying we'd give her one, didn't we?
If you three need a space to sort of hang out and just see what happens, I've got her.
She does have the ability, though. She's, like, absolutely beautiful, but within the blink of an eye, she can go to Les Dawson with, like, she proper gurns.
Amazing. It's like...
Literally, she's, like, beautiful, and then suddenly she'll be like... it's weird.
Is
it's
her
really
hair
weird.
real?
I think she's a big fan of wigs.
Wicks. Get down to Wicks. You can see Tom in an old people's home just being wheeled around going, I knew Elvis, you know.
He mentioned, like, every 2 sentences he goes, when I was talking to Elvis. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how well he knew him, but I know they haven't spoken since 1977. Get over it.
Look at Tom's eyes. It's like someone in a coma who can use their arms and legs. I knew Elvis, you know. You enjoying it, Joe, The Voice?
Yeah, I like the chairs.
Yeah?
I like spinning around. I want one. After the show, I might ask if I can have one. If there's not a second series, I'll email them. Not the ones Tom's had, one of the other ones.
I don't know, I mean, Tom Jones is like, he's sort of quite an icon and stuff, and he's had hits for 40 years, but Danny is in the script.
I reckon the first time the viewing public saw Danny, Wikipedia must have crashed. Who's he?
Literally, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. He could be in our front row now, I would not know.
You wouldn't know, he wouldn't be facing you.
Can we have the fellow with a flask?
The train spotter? Here's your related question. Most people think having a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. True or false?
Occasionally, I practice hide and seek in my house, in case a game kicks off. Are we ready?
So you play hide and seek on your own?
Yeah, well, I'm not playing then, I'm practising. Massive difference.
Joe,
And then,
you should
yeah,
come
if a
round
game-
my house. You've got to come round mine, because my little girl, she loves hide and seek, and we play it all the time.
I really don't think...
You're trying to arrange a play date with your 3-year-old and that.
That's just your
Look at him.
brain.
He looks like a photo fit.
Yeah, he's right. I'm not being funny, I wouldn't let me in your house.
Any quirky hobbies, obsessions over here?
I got all of them. Just Pick them up, as people say, when I think, yeah, I'll have that, I'll do that.
Because you've got most OCDs, haven't you?
Well, no, they're not OCDs, they're just correct ways of doing things. It's just facts. I'm having particular bother at the moment, because I've moved, and on my walk to the station, there's 3 patches of tarmac that are different to the rest. And the first one is an odd number of steps, and the next 2 are even, and it breaks my heart. Every time I have to do a little half step so that I get an even number on the... You can't phone the council about that kind of shit. And that's like the start of the day as well, and if you've got 7 bumpy tarmacs on the left foot and 6 on the right, you're not having a good day, are you, then? If I was sensible, I would say, well, do you know what, it evens out when I get home, but then sometimes I can't remember if I've got uneven on the left.
For f***'s sake.
Everyone's got little ones they do, and they definitely make you more interested.
OK, most people think having a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. What do you think, true or false?
What do you think? What do you think?
Probably true.
True.
Probably true, Joe?
True, Joe.
Yes.
Yes.
OK, you're going true. What are you going to go for, John?
Absolutely. I mean, having a quirk can't... The definition of a quirk is something interesting, so it has to make you more interesting to have a quirk.
Oh, all right, just answer. Jesus.
Hey, but how many letters Quirky got and how many has Interesting got? Oh, Christ, jumble them up. One's got a G, but the other one's got a Q, and that's at the beginning and that's at the end. Ah, but they're like opposites of each other, so you can't have them together, joined together. Oh, my God, how can you join those together?
Can I just say, Sean, I think you're coming across as a little bit weird now. You need to rein it in. We think it's true, Jimmy.
I can tell you the answer is true. Yeah. Yeah, 85% of British people think a quirky obsession makes a person more interesting. My aunt spends 14 hours a day cleaning. She's a cleaner. And the winner is the name of our final round. And here's your question. Last thing Brits do before going to sleep.
I always move into the slow lane. I have a ritual of sort of defending the house before I go to sleep. I go down, you know, I check all the locks. Sometimes I open the door, I just stand on the sort of threshold of the house, going, try and get into my house then! I'm ready for you! And that usually puts me in the mood for bed.
The great thing about having kids is that you can sleep anywhere, because you're so sleep deprived that you just can fall asleep, like, anywhere.
How much sleep? I mean, when they were born, presumably, because you're really sleep deprived when they're little.
I don't think you ever get it back, really. I don't think it ever comes back. Maybe when they're 20 and they go to college.
Sorry, you're saying you could have a 19-year-old in the house and go, oh, I'm not getting any sleep. Oh, this 19-year-old's keeping me up. He's up at 4 for a feed.
I think if I had a 19-year-old in the house, I wouldn't get much sleep.
Yeah, it might be a clapping John the pervert. Big pervert! I think if I had a 19-year-old in the house, I know what I'd do to a 19-year-old. I'd bloody hell get hold of him and give him the ranking stage to. That's how you talk, John. That's how you sound to Southerners. You think you sound very eloquent, soft-spoken. The very poetry of the lakes are in your voice, but I see you sound like that. I'm gonna get hold of you. Just 19. Time for Uncle John to teach you.
I don't know what
a few tricks. I've got a few tricks to show you.
What's the form if someone gets possessed by the ghost of Bernard Manning? Is there someone we could call? Do we need a priest?
Oh no, it's happening again. 19, are you 19? Are you 19? Go with him. You start doing the voice and you think you can stop your car. It's a lot of fun to do. Oh, it's all right. You don't like it when he comes back here. Oh, when he comes back, I don't like it. Oh. Are you 19? Yes, you are.
It's just like being back home at Christmas.
I've been talking a little bit about Ed Miliband.
Oh, yeah. How did that end up?
He was trending on Twitter, but so was Kim Kardashian's arse. And I don't know about you, but I know which one I'd rather watch eat a bacon sandwich. Kim Kardashian's famous because her father was a lawyer who defended O.J. Simpson in the O.J. Simpson murder trial. He did this while Kim Kardashian's mother was Nicole Brown Simpson's best friend. And then he died of karma, I mean cancer. And then his daughter went on to marry Kanye West, the man who murders music. So it's full circle, really.
OK, back to Ed Miliband. We've all had a lovely look at someone's bum.
I can just imagine Ed Miliband watching this and going, when are they going to talk about me? The Band-Aid are getting back together again. Bob Geldof said he got a call from the UN. Imagine he's got like a bat phone or something. So they're going to do a song to raise money for Ebola.
Apparently they've changed the lyrics because because it's to raise money for Ebola specifically. So instead of Bono singing, well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you, well, tonight we're reaching out and touching you, which is the worst possible idea if someone has Ebola.
Tonight we're reaching out at you.
Jess, are you excited about the lineup?
I don't really know.
I'll tell you. It's good. It's One Direction, Ed Sheeran, Bastille, Ellie Goulding.
I actually think that sounds quite good.
I think it'll be all right,
Yeah, that sounds like a good lineup.
Yeah.
You in it, Jamie? You in the single?
No, I knew you were going to ask me that. I'm not in it.
But you've just done a charity single, haven't you? You've just done the one for
did the
children
God
in
Only
need.
Knows thing for the BBC, yeah, for children in need.
Why is it always like a charity single? Why don't they do like charity crisps?
I did Jimmy Concani. Does that mean nothing to you? The Walkers campaign for Comic Relief a couple of years ago. Yeah, that literally happened.
Oh, did it?
That is a thing that happened. It was me, Frank Skinner and Al Murray and a bunch of us
And me.
Oh, was it?
Sean Cocktail. I think it'd be good if songs could actually change things, make things better. They were like a powerful force.
Well, what would you change?
Well,
with the power song?
I'd go to North Korea, go to Kim Jong-un, and say, look, unless you stop your nuclear tests, I'll get Katie Melua, One Direction, Ed Sheeran, and Miley Cyrus, and we're going to do a hell of a song. So. Change your ways, Kim Jong-un.
We've
landed on the moon, haven't we?
Near enough, I'd say. Is that near enough? It's an incredible story, isn't it?
Apparently, yeah. We've landed a fridge on a comet. They said it was the equivalent of throwing a hammer in London and hitting a nail in Delhi.
Yeah, they've sort of done quite a lot of that stuff in the papers, trying to make us understand what's going on. So they said this was an incredible feat. It's like a golfer sending a golf ball 4 times round the Earth and still managing to score a hole-in-one.
I don't understand that, because the hole-in-one is the least impressive part of that. It's the fact that they've sent it round the world, isn't it? The hole-in-one at the end is irrelevant, surely.
You'd be pissed off if you sent a ball around the world 4 times and then someone went, didn't even go in. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Because another one of them was that it's like getting a fly to land on a bullet. And if you're taking Jamie's logic, the impressive thing about that would be persuading a fly to do that.
Joe, you're often surrounded by flies. What do you make of this probe landing on a comet?
Well, it's got a decent sat-nav, hasn't it? Because my one's so I wouldn't mind the one they use, because it got to a pissing comet. I can't even get to Guildford without it going around the pissing one-way system. So,
It did go around the Earth 3 times. I think you'd be a bit pissed off if you sat nav.
my car's diesel.
Kirsty, were you excited by the comet?
It doesn't really do it for me. No, it doesn't really do it. Plus, they called it, what was it, 67p? Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? If you really want to engage people, don't name it after something in budgeons that, is on the pound shelf. I think
It's a bargain if it's on the pound shelf. 67p, Joe would be all over that.
You know, when you're trying to find analogies to show how difficult it is, there must be better ones, like it's like getting a photograph of the Queen having a Brazilian.
Yeah, no, that's how difficult, yeah.
It's like having sex with a woman.
It's like when you're drunk on holiday, and you're jumping into the pool and you want to land right on the lilo. Just looking for the water every time.
But this would be like jumping out of the plane that's flying you to your holiday destination and landing in the pool on the lilo and catching a drink as you...
It's like trying to find a pound in the car park so you can buy a can.
Joe, what do you make of this scandal?
Well, I was a bit gutted that we didn't get the 2018, because I'm a big football fan, actually. The only thing that annoys me about going to football is, you know, when you're in the crowd and they pan on someone in the audience, they just wave. I think that's a waste. I think if the camera panned on me at a football game, I wouldn't wave, I'd pull a tooth out.
And that's what you think of the corruption?
Oh, there's corruption, is there?
Well, they said there's no corruption, but we think there is.
We think there might be.
I just think, what a place, a joyless place to have a great football tournament. I mean, it's an utterly joyless country who funds ISIS, don't they?
I wouldn't wind him up then.
No.
I should say there's no evidence for Qatar funding ISIS. Joe, no offence, mate, but you look as if you might be joining.
Yeah.
John, would you go to the World Cup? If it was in Qatar, would you go?
No, I wouldn't, no. I like a drink, and if I've had a drink, something homosexual might happen, and that's two risks that I can't take.
Sorry, just talk me through that again. So you like a drink, I know you like a drink, and if I've had a drink, something homosexual might happen.
I can't...
No, I like a drink, but I'm normally pretty sure... You're saying you can't rule it out?
I can't rule it out, can I? Just saying, if England win 3-0, and I've had a few pina coladas, we get back to the hotel, there's a jacuzzi... I don't want to end up in prison for having a good time.
Why are you looking right at me?
The whole thing about FIFA is we invented football, the Football Association rule book, you know, we created football and we gave it away. We should be in charge of where the World Cup is.
Oh, can we get it back?
Well, we could if we invented a new version of it.
What? Come on.
I've come up with.
OK.
Footballs.
Footballs, all right. What's the difference? What's the...
2 balls on the pitch. Simple. So you've always got goals at either end going on all the time. Yeah, and one player on your team is actually playing for the other team. But you don't know which one it is. It's just change it around a bit and then take football back. Footballs.
Oh, it's got to be X Factor, hasn't it?
Oh, X Factor.
Who's your favourite?
I like the 2 groups that are left and Sophie Habibis. I think they're really good.
I like her name, Habibis.
Yeah. She's good.
Habibis. It sounds like an excellent chain of hotels. Oh, where are you staying? The Habibis.
The makeup's gone a little bit crazy and all the clothes, and they've kind of turned them all into Lady Gaga. It's a bit weird this year.
You have to put a lot of makeup on and things to distract from their personalities, though, because that's human.
What are you saying?
My big bugbear with the X Factor, it's created a generation of British audiences who can't hear a sentence and not react to it. You're not allowed to just say, well, I thought it was quite good, but you need to get better. And just have people go, yeah, fundamentally agree with that. Everything is either, boo, or I tried to watch it, but they just go along the line, and it's boo, cheer, whatever the one is to go, I don't really like fish. Boo. But I do like fish.
I don't mind the X Factor at all. My only problem with it is it's on telly. I think, but it's just the start of it. It's such a big build-up. You know, you should have these explosions like... and then there's all the judges arriving in helicopters and by speedboat, and all the names are coming down like... like biblical tablets. You have 4 months of that, and you end up with Matt Cardle.
The beginning of the show looks like if you tuned in and you hadn't heard of it before, you think, oh, the world's ended.
Yes.
Oh no, the world's ended and it's been covered on ITV. Dun dun dun.
That's how those televised debates should have started during the election.
Yeah.
Something like that. Big music, fireworks. It's David Cameron!
Do you watch it? You must watch it, yeah?
To be honest with you, I've never seen an episode of The X Factor.
Because you... Well, no, because...
No, it's not banned, because My wife, Tess Daly, she works on...
That's where I know you from.
But Strictly Come Dancing is on kind of before and a little bit during the X Factor. So I watch it with the kids, and then when X Factor's on, I'm putting the kids to bed. And by the time all that routine is finished, it's finished.
You could video it.
No.
What I think, sorry, is that it's not as good, apparently, because there's no nasty judge. Like Gary Barlow, he's supposed to be the nasty one. But he looks like he's just such a nice bloke. He should be judging chutneys at a village fete. It's spicy. It's spicy. It's very nice, that.
I miss Simon Cowell being on it, because he was horrible, and I liked that. Because he knew that crushing people's dreams made good telly. Yeah. And I think he should have his own show called Crushing People's Dreams, where he goes around giving people bad news, like, oh, unfortunately your shed's been broken into. Stuff like that.
That's not actually a dream, is it?
That gives you a terrifying glimpse into Joe's life there. He's gone, my dream of my shed not being broken into.
Yeah, Joe's dream is to have an unbroken into shed.
Four times.
Yeah. Really?
Breaks your heart. I have to keep me spade in the hallway.
I imagine that for a man with your facial appearance, having a spade in the hallway doesn't frighten guests at all.
I think it'd be a much better show if they got rid of the singing, just get rid of the singing, and just people got up and just told sad life stories.
Yeah, I do like it. I enjoy a tragic backstory as much as the next man.
What have you got for us this week? My nan died. Oh, that's not going to keep you on till next Saturday. Your shed was broken into. You're through. You think about it, where do all the contestants go? Because if you think about it, it's Big Brother, Britain's Got Talent, X Factor. Where are all these contestants? And I reckon in about 50 years' time, we'll find like a mass grave of all the celebrity contestants. People going, oh, just found Michelle McManus. Oh.
Can we have the lady with the knife and fork? She looks angry about what's about to happen, and I want to find out why.
OK, all right. Well, your related question, OK? Worst thing on a date? A fussy eater or someone who drinks too much?
If they're a fussy eater, you can just eat their food. Done. I'm happy.
So that would be a good thing for you, a positive
That'd be
thing.
fine, as long as they actually go to the restaurant to start with, because I did go out with someone that would only eat, like, yellow stuff. When I was young, he'd only eat, like, chicken nuggets and chips, so...
So you go out to a restaurant and you go, do you have anything yellow?
Did you go to a custard house? One of London's very fine custard houses.
How many dates did you have with this guy?
I went out with him for 3 years.
John, are you a fussy eater?
No, I'm fairly easygoing. It's the drinking that concerns me. They have to drink. Especially on a date where it's awkward anyway. You don't want someone who's going to remember
Non-drinkers are difficult. I respect their decision to not drink, but it makes life very, very hard. It's like having a different religion. It's fine, they can crack on with it, but I don't want to be with them, so...
I find a heavy drinker on a date very much a positive. Well, if they're hammered, you know...
It's kind of different for the man
It's a
or the
clincher.
woman.
Yeah.
The men might try and push drinks on the woman, but if the woman can't really do anything with the drunk man.
Yes, you can.
I went on a stag do once to Edinburgh, right? The stag was a very, very dear friend of mine. And this is a prime example of alcohol makes you go over the line, right? We're watching the FA Cup final between Liverpool and Arsenal. Half-time, we're all sat around having a couple of pints. My mate turns around and says, it's boring this, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Give me 5 minutes. And he went upstairs and he came down in his dressing gown with a can of deodorant. And he just got on the microphone, you know, like they do in a local pub. He went, ladies and gentlemen, the human fireball! And he sprayed himself in deodorant and lit it. And then he got the belt from the robe. The human fireball would like to introduce to you the helicopter. So he got the belt from his dressing gown, wrapped it around his penis, and then pulled it really fast, and his willy went...
I thought we agreed we were never going to talk about this afterwards.
So then, what alcohol does, it brings out the competition element of the male. So what happened next was that another friend said, well, watch this. Everyone give me your coppers. So everyone coppered up. You know, like, you won't know about that because you're posh. So everyone put, like, the pennies in and the 2p's. He put 83 pence in pennies down his foreskin. Yeah. And then he started coughing, and they all individually dropped out. Now, that's a party trick.
How did he find out he could do that?
Because he was drunk, Jimmy!
You sure it wasn't Darren Brown, stag do?
Top reason people are jealous of their friends.
I've got a mate who works at a Marmite factory.
Yeah.
He's always the talk of the town, so...
Some people love him, some people...
No, we all love him.
So I'm jealous of is Joe's beard. I can't grow a beard.
Me neither.
I can't. And if I even 2 weeks, I just look like a sort of, you know, really old tennis ball. You know, patchy and bits there. I mean, you could just probably knock that out in a couple of hours, can you? Yeah.
You're looking at that through rose-tinted glasses, though, because Joe can't go to playgrounds, for example.
I've got a mate who lives right opposite the station. You can see the trains coming in.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
I've got a mate. You're going to hate this with a padlock on his shed.
I'm jealous of my friend who can get 82p up his foreskin.
I can beat him. I can put a pound down there.